main channel. Hello, guys. Good morning. So, we just got done doing our healing ritual for the group. And I've been making offerings at the witching hour. So, if those of you that are waiting on an update on your spiritual work, yes, I have worked on your work. I noticed that when some of these fraudulent people start making videos, in particular this fraud ex that I have, I'm gonna say this to y'all right now. This dude is not my ex. He's never been my husband. He's never been even a real boyfriend. And what he says does not matter. Okay, that's the first off what I want to say. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is those of you that have stalkers. Stalkers are people that are pretty much being weirdness, following you around, okay, behaving very perplexfully, okay, acting stupid and crazy. If a stalker, and we've talked about this before, but if a stalker has been stalking you for 6 months to a year or longer, you have to nip it in the bud. Or if you have been at spiritual warfare with anybody for more than 6 months, because typically, I'm going to tell you how a normal person does a spiritual war. They typically go back and forth for a little while, and then something happens to where there's an actual real intervention that ends up happening. What ends up happening is that they go their separate ways, they part ways, and each person, if they are connected to spirit, learns that learns how to deal with their own crap, because a lot of y'all stalkers, they don't, it's just that they don't know how to deal with their own crap, and they're being stupid. Okay, and they each transmute their energy, and they keep it moving. It's very abnormal, and it's alarming when somebody has decided to be at spiritual warfare with you, or either stalking you longer than 6 months. Typically, if a person has been stalking you or at spiritual warfare with you for 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 years, this either means that that person is very mentally ill, and mentally ill people can still get on your nerve, raise your cortisol levels, okay? Or that person is very self destructive, sad and depressed. They could be dying or sick, and they want to hold on to you. Now, for me, I dealt with a whole group of stalkers that still watch me and follow me, which is so weird. I don't know why they still follow and watch me. Okay, but they do. I dealt with them for about 8 to 10, 8 to some of them longer than that, right? And I did it in my sleep, right? Like it was not that big of a deal. But then when it was time, because it's been time. This crap started in 2015. It was actually over in probably like 2017. But these people decided they wanted to hold on to me. And spirit was like, well, they're trying to hold you spiritually hostage because they're weirdos. And so we got the antidote for that too, right? But the one thing, good morning, Stevan. The one thing that I want to tell you guys is do not let that shit go on and on for too long. Because the longer you allow a stalker or a person that is attached to you, if you put up with it too long, they will, because we all know that the stalker is going to eventually self-destruct, and they're probably going to end up either murdering their own family, or either doing something crazy. They will kill you, right? They want to kill you. Especially if it's a spiritual stalker that that may know a little bit of baby magic, and they cray they cuckoo for fucking cuckoo puffs, and you going back and forth with them, and they a wannabe. And when you do something like spiritually defend yourself, when your spiritual defense is on point, and then they want to follow you around and show up at your fucking house. Let's talk about that. Okay. This is first of all, when you first notice the stalking, or either a stupid person or either a religious person that is stalking you and waging war against you, and that's, it doesn't matter if you're a witch or not. Even, I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddha, you practice Hinduism, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you have a stalker, do not let them continue to stalk you. You have to work towards end game. And end game for them sometimes is they are thinking about murdering you. And I've been dealing with that. I've been dealing with that fact because I can read people's minds and I can tap in really easily. The guy that's obsessed with me, he's mad at me. He's actually really secretly, he's into men. He doesn't sleep with men, but he's into men. Okay, so I ain't got to worry about nothing. But he's into men. He hates women, and he's upset with me because I, as a woman, can make love to a man, and he has a problem with it. So he's very angry at me, right? Because I guess I made him feel like a man or something. It's very bizarre. Okay, so I've been sitting here like listening real quietly, and the thoughts are going across his head to murder me, which means that, listen, you know what that means? That means ultimately that this is a very stupid and miserable person, right? Because I never think about murdering him. I never think about murdering him. I never think about going to his home. I never think about doing anything, because as far as I'm concerned, he's dead to me. It's over. I don't want anything to do with him. I was trying to be friends with him, really. He didn't realize he was in the friend zone, but I couldn't tell him that I didn't actually consider him to be my man for real. You know what I'm saying? And he tries to use everything to convince himself and everybody else. What y'all don't realize is that every single because I tattooed his name on myself, which has no power, gives him no power. That was all those tattoos were done in 2019 and 2020. Otherwise, after that, it was over between me and him. It was essentially. You gotta call to Hades for that. I think that it's been spiritually set up like that. I think that that is what Hades is for, or possibly Santa Muerta. But I feel that Hades is like a different breed. Okay. Now, stalkers are stupid because they're stalkers. They're like zombies. Okay. So they're not getting past Hades. And Hades is not evil. He's not evil. He's actually quite protective, just like Zozo is. Okay? Because these people will go nuts. And what they'll do is they'll be reading their Bibles And those Bibles be driving them crazy because there's spells and curses in the Bible that curses certain races and bloodlines. So this is the reason why, as a witch, I am not allowed to even bring a Bible into my house. Or a lot of y'all witches don't realize you don't read out of the Bible depending on your bloodline. Depending on your bloodline, depending on your cosmic connection, you should not be reading out of a Bible, flipping the pages in a Bible. Stop that, because that is what curses you. That's what curses you. That whole Bible is a curse on anybody that eats fish, not fish, shrimp. If you eat certain things, if you do certain things. And so it's basically like suicide, basically, to a lot of people. And I think it's a mistake for them to keep printing it over and over again. But we live in a world where people have no idea. Okay? It's just as simple as that. Okay, now I'm not talking about Muslim people. I'm talking specifically to people that deal with the Holy Bible, because the Quran, while it may seem to be very close to it, it is very different. Okay, but when it comes to that Bible, everything in there curses you, everything, and people will get that Bible and they will recite Psalms, curses, and everything, and you can tell that it doesn't work for them. And people like me get pissed off because when you conjure those kind of vagabond sick spirits, I usually have to be the one to get rid of them. You conjure them and send them to me, I'm gonna send them right back to you, or either destroy them, or either destroy me, because Peter and Paul and the apostles, all of them really, they don't, if they're here to curse me or to hurt me, they gotta go, because I'm not here to harm anybody, because whatever that is, that don't have nothing to do with me. In fact, those were history and events that happened outside of my lifetime. But a lot of people do it, and I warn y'all about doing stuff like that. I do. Please don't do that. Especially if you come from a bloodline of witches. Please stop. Okay? Now, Hades will help you. He is the god of Pluto. Do it immediately. Do not go into a spiritual warfare with somebody going back and forth for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years. What that means is that if that person wants to go back and forth with you, if they're constantly seeking your attention, that means that they up to something. That means that something else is at play. And you need to cut that off ASAP. Don't do like I did, honestly. Sometimes I feel like I make mistakes just so I can minister, but the mistakes that I made, I'm good with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's the end of the world, but I think that a lot of people don't realize that, crazy people have went crazy, and a lot of these crazy people, the people that were stalking me, they aren't crazy enough to do something crazy. They not gonna do nothing crazy, because I have them binded to the point where if they try to do anything to me, they gonna bang their own head up against a damn wall, a brick wall. Okay, and I let them get away with it for so long that it's now, because people are creatures of habit. So you don't let people get away with that stuff too long. Okay, and some of it is about energy harvesting. But the reason why it gets so bad is because they will get more and more and more and more and more codependent on your energy. So that's why it's important to nip it in the bud. Okay. So we're working with Hades to do that, as far as with protection from what they're doing. They may be crazy, they may be obsessive, but they're not stupid, and they're not in control of themselves. Okay, but a lot of y'all enemies that I'm dealing with, Y'all been dealing with them for 2 or more years. And some of y'all that come to me been dealing with them for 2 or more years. Don't let that go past the second year. Nip it in the bud. That's too long to be. You realize that you even lucky to be alive. Somebody doing that for 2 or 3 years, and people have died like that. You ain't supposed to be going back and forth in no spiritual battle with somebody, and then for years people, the people was talking about, oh, we doing reversal. Can y'all constantly lighting up these reversal candles constantly? And you shouldn't have to still be doing no reversal candles. That person should have been gone. It should have been over. And yeah, that person that you're dealing with is so stupid. They're so dumb that they don't know about transmuting that negative energy, transmuting their own negative energy, which is why they started shit with you in the first place, is because they was looking for a scapegoat. They was looking for somebody to put their shit off on, or to take their shit out on, or to blame all of this, and or either to prove something. They gonna prove they tough and big and bad, or some of them is retarded. They thinking that they got the fucking junction or the spiritual authority to do a human sacrifice on you. They got all kind of stories and shit. They very weird, stupid people. And it's not that they can sacrifice you. It's just that they'll just keep fucking with you. And you don't want that. Nip it in the bud. Okay. So just to let the Yule Circle know, we have already started on the healing work that we're doing for the circle. And but we're also gonna, like, everybody in my Yule Circle, all of y'all enemies are going to be under Hades' care. He's going to put them in a little spiritual mental hospital for them to be held and retained there because they're stupid, dumb, and crazy. And for some reason, they thought that the solution for their lives was to go and harass and stalk you around. And a lot of people in the spiritual community talk about this gang stalking stuff, but they don't tell you that it's time to end them fuckers, end they asses. And don't go to jail. Because y'all know that there have been plenty of people that have been spiritually abused and harassed, or either gang stalked, that have killed people. I'm talking about their target. The targeted individual will eventually murder those people sometimes. And that's not good either. I know I've been a targeted individual for years, and I would never murder nobody. I'm still the same person. They can't change me. But a lot of y'all will lose it and y'all be ready to murder somebody. Don't throw away your life over that crud. And a lot of people be real sleep on stuff like that. And what y'all will do is y'all will act like it was God's judgment or something. You know what I'm saying? That you was supposed to end up locked up the rest of your damn life because, because all these gang stalkers, you murdered as many of them as possible. And to be honest with you, to be truthful with you, that's really what happens when you see a bunch of people get murdered at the same time that are connected to each other somehow. Those are typically gang stalkers. And that person said, fuck it, I'm tired of these people. I'm going to get all of them. And I'm talking about the actual target, because the gang stalkers have gotten kind of smart. And what they do is they will stalk people right out in the open, right in front of people, will literally stalk people, will video record themselves showing up at your house. You ain't left your house to go nowhere near them. You ain't went nowhere near them people. All you did was address them online and said, hey, why don't you leave me the hell alone? But lo and behold, they'll come on and they'll say, no, you're stalking me. It's this female that's literally fell obsessed with me 10 years ago in Florida. This chick still like, I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? So we doing a big feast for Hades. And whoever hasn't gotten in my Yule circle, go ahead and get in, because they can't kill you. They want to, and they've thought about it, and they have real dark fantasies. They have real dark fantasies about doing something to you, and they following you around. And some of the gang stalkers are connected to your baby daddies and stuff. Okay, because they was jealous because you had his baby. So because you had the baby daddy's baby, they want to stalk you for 10, 20 years. People that you don't even realize it sometimes, unless you're paying attention, are driving past your house. Your baby daddy's ex driving past. It's bizarre, y'all. And these bitches will go to witches, and there are some gang stalking witches, which is pathetic and a shame. Most of them end up getting a witchy powers binded because there are regulators. You ain't supposed to be doing stuff like that. There's a lot of people, and they think, why can't I do that? Because, man, you have to uphold the ethics of a witch, and a lot of us witches don't like you because you make us look bad. And we don't like that. If you're representing a witch, you have to represent yourself in the highest of the high. You don't represent yourself as a witch, as a piece of garbage, trashy, ratty trash. Now my spirits permit me to cuss their asses out, but you don't. You're supposed to be the upholder of justice. You're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to carry yourself to the highest regards if you a witch. You ain't supposed to be running around here after you get your powers binded. Now you gonna kill somebody. You gonna run up on somebody because you stupid and crazy. So and spirit will bind you because they don't like that. They like for you to be real poised and demure. They do. They don't like that. It's disgusting looking. And I have seen some witches that come from a bloodline lose their way like that, and that you end up getting regulated by the regulators because they don't want you representing us witches like that. And then especially those of you running around here charging $50 for a spell, they don't like that. They told you wasn't charging people enough. You haven't done those people any good. In fact, you've welcomed in the spirit of poverty by charging somebody $50 for spell work. I've told y'all that. And what they do is they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen, and they want to do what they want to do, and they going to learn the lesson. Because what you're doing is you're taking the value away from the work that we do for people. That's what you're doing. And you're in retrospect, that, and you can, they want to prevent people from doing that, from taking away the witch's survival, as far as her way of surviving on this planet. Can't none of y'all survive off of that. Okay, and many of us ain't supposed to be running around here. We supposed to own the land that we live on too. We supposed to own the land, no matter how old you are. That's why I got an auntie. Both two of my aunties, they're both witches. Love them out, love them both. Okay, these are aunties that I that I get along with. But they were 60 something years old when they bought their first houses. They were 60. They bought a house together. You ain't, and because it can be very dangerous, and then being that witches, we get discriminated against a lot when we do rent places. It's disgusting. It sucks. The hatred that people feel for us. It's really just about the hatred that they feel for the woman, period. And a lot of these so-called witches that are running around here disrespecting women and acting like misogynists, those are the disgraceful ones too. The one openly misogynistic women claiming to be witches that are outwardly showing their hatred for witches and women, they in a bad way too. They spirit don't like them either. Okay? Because they, they are a problem. They have a serious problem, y'all. I'm telling you, it's sick. Okay? And so today is election day. I'm excited. But I can tell you that when they announce the shit, it's gonna get dark outside. And we need to get us all covered and protected and everything. Okay. So it's like I told y'all, and they know what's going down. A lot of these people know what's going down. They feel it, and then that's why they come online and they say, "Let me harass High Priestess Jamila." Because believe it or not, it's a lot of these groups that y'all be seeing. They be like Jim Jones or something. Some of these people out here in social media, they got people so brainwashed that they got suicide packs and stuff. Don't nobody got time for that shit. We practice to heal. We practice I don't know what these people doing. I don't have nothing to do with that. I've seen people in a group, the group that I got going on, they all have a suicide pact. And then they'll say, no, well, you're a part of it. Well, no, I'm not. I don't want to commit suicide. I'm not depressed with it. That's why I always adamantly deny being a part of that. I always adamantly deny being a part of that. And I've been very consistent because the people that are running their group have them in a way of which that they want to commit suicide. They have spoken about it, and they real crazy, and they really want to be dead. They really want to die. They do. That's why they keep doing stuff, and they do everything to die. They want somebody to kill them and take them out. They on a suicide mission, and I ain't gonna never do nothing to them people. Good, because it's okay to be, successful. I'm successful. It's just not, my people are not on YouTube. I have clients. That's it. My business is successful. You know what I'm saying? But some of these people, they got these people so brainwashed that they're like Jim Jones. It's like some female Jim Jones and stuff on here. And it's not that it's supernatural or it's magical. It's not. It's really just a type of mind control that's they're using mind control techniques on them and been doing it for years. And mad because I'm like, good Lord, like they just don't want to stop. For some reason they want me, and I'm like, a spirit be like, Erd Verdandi and Scold be like, Jamila don't have nothing to do with that. And they always get taught the lesson. They always get reminded, but they just want, I think it's that I make them feel better about their situation. I don't know, which is why I make it a point to not make them feel better. I'm not going to make you feel better. I'm not a part of your group. I don't give a damn about the leader of your group. No, I do not care about that person. No, I do not try to contact that person. No, I am not obsessed with that person. No, I do not like that person. No, I do not respect that person. So they be doing a lot, because the people that run their group think that they are God. They think that they're God. They're very mentally ill. Okay. And they don't really, they take stuff from witches. Like one of them, after she saw me doing certain rituals, she started doing the same thing. And mad because I don't want anything to do with her, and trying to force stuff on people. It's very bizarre, y'all. These people in social media can be very peculiar. They really can, you know. So I'll be out a little bit later, doing my first outside rituals and stuff. And we just gonna, kick it off like that. Okay. And all you got to do is text me. And if you guys need to pay half down for Yule, you can do that too. Okay. And you can tell that spirit is being blocked out. Spirit is being blocked out because a lot of y'all, I shouldn't have even had to. Oh, you can tell that they're trying to purposely block us out, because when I initially uploaded the Yule promo video, that video sat there. It was almost like, and my spirits already warned YouTube about doing that shit. My spirits already warned them about doing that. They'll take this whole fucking website down. They told them to stop doing that. I don't know why they keep doing that over at YouTube. Stop blacklisting my videos. Let my people see my videos. Okay. Periodically, these stupid groups, they send people down there to get hired over at YouTube so that they can tinker with my channel and other channels. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous. It is. And some of these people have a lot of money, but money does not always equal power. It doesn't. It doesn't. Money is not more powerful than God. And God hates these people. I'm going to tell you why. Because they've been picking on a woman and children for years. And God is just disgusted with these people. Absolutely disgusted with the people that are behind it and everything. Okay. So just FYI, just to let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? Because and I was thinking, why me? You know what I'm saying? It was so bizarre. I was and I know why now, but that's just what that is. Okay. So and I still haven't threw the cards because I've been busy doing spiritual work for clients and stuff. And I made a potion, and just been kind of relaxing and chilling. So I still haven't threw my cards, but I already know what type of energy gonna be out there. I already know once they, and it just stupidity, a lot of death energy, a lot of anger because of this election. Just a lot of stupidity, man. It's so annoying. That's why there's certain times I pick and choose. When when I decide it's time for me and my peeps to go off the grid. That's what we do. We take you off the grid, because if you on the grid, then it's random, and it usually hits people. It really does. Okay, because they be down there at the Bohemian Grove and all that stuff. That stuff got exposed like 20 years ago. And they do these huge bonfires. And I guess that's okay. I'm not hating on what they do, but just you don't have to let it affect you. And what are they gonna do? They gonna tell you that they forcing you? They can force that on you? I don't think so. They can't force that on you. And they don't have power over your life. Only God is in control. Well, the gods, okay? Today, the God that's in control is the gods of Mars, because today is Tuesday. So, anyway, that don't, but right now I'm telling you, if you got folks gang stalking you and you don't like it, you need to nip that shit in the bud. And don't ever believe anybody when they tell you I'm a gang stalker. Because they really wanted me to be a part of their gang stalking group. I would never be a part of no shit like that. Okay. And I love life way too much. They be running around here filling up tanks and tanks and tanks of gas just so they can drive around and stalk people. It's so pathetic. I don't get it. So, so that's what we're going to be doing, but also a lot of you guys that have terrible enemies like that, you know, a lot of you guys don't necessarily have the funding to, really, really get in there and get them. And no, they're not going to react by making videos about you or attacking. My enemies do that because they're trying to perpetrate spiritual businesses and frauds. And they're out here scamming people, trapping people, making them pay for spiritual work that doesn't actually work, making it clear what type of people that they are by looking up people's addresses. That's why a lot of y'all don't go to their website anymore and give them your address. They don't. A lot of y'all will not do that, and I don't blame you. So then that's why they always use Cash App. And I use Cash App too, but I don't use Cash App because my business is like that. We don't do stuff like that. The people that do stuff like that, they will find out where people, I have seen them terrorize people on the internet. I have seen them do that, turncoat on people. Okay. So, it just, it's a trip. That's why don't nobody go to their website and buy anything. Because in order for you to check out on anybody's website, you have to put in your billing address. And sometimes your billing address is your physical location. You can trust me with your physical location. Absolutely. You can't trust them. And they running around carrying guns and stuff too. So be careful out here going to some of these people. Because y'all will contact these people, send them photographs of your family, give them your address, and they don't care about you. They're very ruthless. And like I told y'all before, some of them are practicing, some of them are claiming to be practicing Santeria, Obey, Ifa, African spirituality. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'll be seeing y'all in the circle, okay? I'm gonna send you guys the circle always gets private videos of what we do. So I'll send you guys a private video, okay? And I'll see y'all later. All right, blessings. Bye bye.